441 Dan and Craig, 630 KHW. Back to the phone lines. Rich, welcome to the show, my friend. Lines are jammed.
Hey,
and
Rich.
The interview with Senator Schultheis, what time did we end up getting in? About 4:05, I think the senator was kind enough to call us. You can hear it on KI.com, Caplis and Silverman page. How you doing there, Rich?
Doing great, thanks. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Hey, I think that the metaphor is a political. I mean, it's a metaphor about a political situation. I see it at that way. I can't Schultheis's intention was, but I'd say there's three. According to you guys, there's three sentences. One is, don't believe for a minute that where he's taking us is that he wants what's best.
Here's the quote. Schultheis said, quote, "Don't for a second think Obama wants what is best for the U.S. He is flying the U.S. plane right into the ground at full speed. Let's roll."
All right, so I think point one is what he wants isn't what's best for the U.S. I think that's pretty obvious. I don't think anybody would sit here and say that he intentionally wants to harm the U.S. The second sentence is
there are some people who are saying that.
Who's saying
go
that?
ahead.
I mean, who in a position of any kind of authority is saying that?
Senator Schultheis?
No, Senator Schultheis is not saying it. And for you to put words in people's mouth like you have with other callers,
I'm
Craig,
just relying on his words. I'll rest my case on the words he wrote. I'm not putting any words in his mouth. He put them on his own tweet. Go ahead with your second.
But let me follow up.
Geithner, who you keep citing as one of his appointments, as a wonderful appointment.
I never said Geithner was a wonderful appointment, but when people say he surrounded himself with communists, Geithner's not a communist, so don't put words in my mouth.
Just like you're putting words in other callers' mouths.
But can we
rattle off all these lists? I could rattle off Carol Browner. She is an avowed socialist that he is appointed. I could rattle off
Carol Browner's an avowed socialist. I'll have to look that up because I share a birthday with her. I never knew that. She was born on the same day.
She held an office position until they took her off of their website on the socialist. Look it up. I've looked it up.
She was in the Clinton administration too. That it surprises me.
Also, Harold Koh, who believes that our Constitution.
What does he do?
Judges should rule.
Who's Harold Koh?
Our Constitution by using other.
Is he in the cabinet? I missed that.
Harold Koh. He's an appointment of Obama to the general attorney.
Rich, I've got to jump in here because we're 4 minutes over break. But let me ask you this, Craig, because you constantly refer to this as if a lot of people are saying it. I understand you interpret Senator Schultheis's comments to say words that he didn't say. That's fine. You're entitled to interpret it any way you want. But who else? Who else in any elected position, any position of authority within the GOP, the Republican Party, anywhere else? Who else is saying that Barack Obama is intentionally running the U.S. into the ground, that that's what he wants, is the U.S. driven into the ground? Who's saying that?
I'd say Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck come close to it. I'd say Mark Levin and Michael Savage go that far. Are they elected officials?
And radio talk show.
Okay, well, if they're not to be taken seriously. Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you, Rich.
Sure.
Do you think Obama is trying to destroy America?
I do not think that he has the intention of destroying America. I think that his misguided policies are bad for America.
Okay.
I think his intention is, I ascribe the benefit of the doubt to say, his intention may be good, but you know what? Karl Marx's intentions were good too,
right.
Because he thought that the ends justified the means. Now, don't put words in my mouth and say that I'm calling Obama Karl Marx. I'm simply saying that intentions and actions are two different things.
Right.
My final point on the metaphor is, you keep saying, Craig, that you would take action, that you think this is a
the pilot of my plane was bent.
Guys, I'm sorry, we'll have to do it after the break. We're not cutting you off, Rich, but we're 5 minutes late on a break, and I wasn't saying anything good about Karl Marx. My point is, let's look at actions. Let's look at outcomes. This focus on what can never be conclusively proven one way or the other, intentions, is a diversion. Hey, back in a flash, Dan and Craig, 630 KHW. 451 Dan and Craig, 630 KHW. Let Rich complete here on KHOW. Fire away, Rich. The interview with Senator Schultheis that many of our callers are addressing was at 405, KHOW.com, Caplis and Silverman page. Go ahead there, Rich.
The other point I want to make about and again, I can't ascribe what Senator Schultheis' thinking was, but when I see that, it's a metaphor to me to say the country politically is going the wrong place. When he says Obama's taking this plane in the wrong direction, I don't take that as a physical, literal analogy. I mean, it's an analogy. It's a metaphor. It's saying politically what he's doing is taking us in the wrong direction, and therefore the response is a political one. Let's roll politically to stop you respond to a political issue by responding politically. Those people on that plane, were in a physical situation, and they had to respond physically. This is a metaphor. I know that's a big word, but I know that everybody here is smart enough to understand it, and it's a political metaphor in this case. So I think that, ascribing Senator Schultheis and trying to minimize him and say, oh, he's a right-wing nut job who wants to go attack the president is just the height of absurdity.
Well, look, I think it was a poor choice of words. I don't think it's a crime or anything.
Okay.
I just think that on reflection, he should say, boy, it was a poor choice of words. But he's not. Dan started this segment by saying fire away, which is just an expression. But if you say, put bullets in a gun, aim it at this person's head, fire away, it takes on a different meaning. And when he starts, don't for a second think Obama wants what is best for U.S., okay. Then he builds on it. He's flying the U.S. plane right into the ground at full speed.
Yep.
Let's roll. So those guys were deliberately doing it.
I agree with those statements 100%. I think it is a powerful metaphor, and I think it's an appropriate one.
Well, see, let me see if I can get you to agree with me.
On the political landscape like we did here.
Right.
We need more heroes in the political landscape.
Wouldn't you agree that President Obama is, in effect, our pilot?
Metaphorically speaking, he is.
Right. And if we had a pilot, we were on a plane, and we knew the pilot was bent on driving us into a building or the ground, wouldn't you join me in taking action?
If you want to change this conversation into a play on words and move me and try to back me into a corner, don't talk over me, please, when I'm trying to answer you, and try to back me into a corner by giving me a physical example, Craig, you're way off base. The point is, the guy tweeted this. We know how hard it is to tweet. If you do any tweeting, to get something in 140 characters, I thought it was a creative and a powerful metaphor. It was obviously effective. It got people's attention, and I think that the result is, and I know all the people I talk to say that we need political heroes. PC, political correctness, is killing people just like it did in Fort Hood, just like it is everywhere else in this country. And for everybody to turn away from something and say, we can't use that metaphor, it's not politically correct, is what ultimately is going to drive this country into the ground.
So this tweet makes...
the ground, however you want to phrase it.
Right. So this tweet makes Senator Schultheis a hero for you.
It does not make him a hero. I think it's a call for people who are here. He's retiring. I don't even know if he's going into this last year or not.
I don't think he is.
Okay, so no, he's calling for more heroes. The guy has served, and he's calling, we need more heroes, and I agree with that 100%.
All right, Rich.
Rich, appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor, email me, okay? You should get some AT, brother. You should be on radio. Give me a call. Or email Dan Caplis at clearchannel.com. Let's get some other callers before the break here. This thing is...
Are you thinking of opening a radio station?
This thing is... we have subs all the time. I mean, that guy's got talent.
For me, and then you could be the lefty.
That guy's got talent. Danita, welcome to the show.